Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, as always. With me is Mike Honcho. Juicy came on the show today. He's heading up north to Arkansas on a deer hunt expedition.
Yep.
Will you talk to Juicy about that today, Mike?
No, but also figured you wouldn't be on the show because the topics we're talking about today you don't really know too much about.
Yeah, so basically me and Mike will carry the load for this spring. This is our spring lineup, so if you like it, give us a comment. Give us some likes on our episode if you like it. Daytona 500 this week. It's going to be on a Sunday, like it always is. Unless a couple years ago it ends on Mondays because of rain.
Thank God, please don't make it be like a couple years ago. I was up till 1 o'clock at night trying to figure out who won the race.
It was terrible. And yet,
I was literally just distraught. I'm like, please, just somebody win the race. Like, I'm a big fan of Rex at the end of the race, so I'm like, please, just make this race in now.
They had the delay with the fire, I think. Every time we talk about a 500, we literally have to bring this up because... Okay, if you're not familiar with NASCAR, here's what happened. I remember... I was working at McDonald's at the time, okay? And I just came back in from work. I missed about 40, 50 laps of the race. I was upset because my favorite driver, Jimmy Johnson, got knocked out. And here I come in. I sit down, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch the race. Let's do this. And about, 15 laps later, they were under caution. I'm like, okay, well, everything's good. And then all of a sudden, I hear Mike Joy, one of the broadcasters, and something is going on on the turn 3. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Juan Pablo Montoya. He used to be a NASCAR driver. I think he just drives Indy cars now, if I remember right.
Yeah, he does drive Indy cars now.
Okay, Juan Pablo Montoya. His steering wheel or something broke. Okay, the steering broke, and he just went straight into the jet dryer. The jet dryer's job is to try to clean up the track, get all the debris and stuff off of it. Well, his steering brakes on his car, he goes straight into the jet dryer, and the jet dryer has jet fuel, okay? In case you were wondering why they got the word jet in there, that's basically what it has. It has jet fuel in there. Started going down the track, and then something got really hot, and it ignited a fire. That's right, it ignited a fire on a super speedway.
Yep, and put a hole in the race. They had to actually repair the track so they can continue racing.
Okay, look. So yeah, that's what made the race last so long. Okay, what they used to repair the track, you'll never guess what this was. It was Tide. Like the detergent you use to wash your clothes and stuff. Tide? Yeah, they used that to repair the track. This was when they had the old Daytona service, I think, though.
Yeah, this is the old Daytona service, because I think actually the next year or the year after that, they repaved it.
I think, who won the first race on the repave, I think, was Trevor Bain.
No, I don't know. Was it?
Or was it after Bain?
Won that Daytona 500. I remember that.
Wait, who?
Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, he won that. Yeah, I remember Kenseth winning it. I think that might have been I think it might have been the repave track, if I remember right. I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't remember when they repaved the track.
I think it was 11 or 12 they repaved it.
Well, man, did I catch a lucky break on that? Because I actually was at school and I had to go to therapy and all kind of stuff at the time. And I was like, man, I'm going to miss it because it was around 12 o'clock. So I'm like, there ain't no way I'll be able to watch the race. And then, boom, 6 or 7 o'clock the race happens. And I'm like, yes. And I sorely regret that because, like I said, I had to stay until 1 o'clock and then had to go to school the next day, right early in the morning. It was terrible.
Hey, you got to watch the 500. If you watch...
That's the one race you must watch every year.
It's the Daytona 500. It's I think Larry the Cable Guy said that there's Christmas, Easter, and Daytona 500. That's their Christmas, apparently. It's like
basically it is.
Yeah, that's basically what happens.
The Daytona 500 is so important to me, I'm actually skipping the opening week of baseball, Sunday game for...
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals you have to. It's a good race. They actually sold out the Daytona 500 this year, so that's good news there. All right, let's since we've been talking about so much about our recent watching of the Daytona 500. I just got out of a broadcast studio at UL Lafayette. I am a broadcasting major, so I go into the studio, and we had to interview people. And I've still been trying to get in touch with the head coach of UL Soccer, Scott Whelan. I have to do a project with him, and I got to go make a 2-minute news thing. So that shouldn't be too bad if you know my experience with broadcasting. So, but I can't get in touch with him. So something's gonna have to give somewhere. Mike knows my struggle with it so far. Knows my struggle. All right, let's get this preview started. Mike, what you thought about qualifying? What do you think about Chase Elliott getting the pole?
Tell the truth, folks, I'm not a big fan of the qualifying and all that. Not the format or like that, but at Daytona and Talladega is just not my thing to watch qualifying. It's like, oh, okay, he's fast. Whoop-de-doo. No, I mean, it kind of impressed me to see Chase Elliott go in the pole in that car. Being not his first race as a NASCAR driver, but being the first time he actually drove in that car. It's kind of surprised that he won the pole, but I mean, Danica Patrick won the pole, and we all know what happened with her. But I'm not saying Chase Elliott's going to end up like that, but I'm just saying it's just, you can never doubt, you can never say, oh, well, he won the pole. He must be very good, because
he's going to have a great year this year.
No.
That's what you can't say. But, yeah, I think with Chase Elliott winning the pole, I think it'd be very interesting to see how he does this year, because, I mean, Daytona, Talladega, it's all about luck. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch qualifying. I mean, Daytona's a little bit more skilled than Daytona. Daytona's more or less more of a look track than Daytona. I think some drivers, it is kind of harder because you don't have to hit the brakes, but you do have to hit the brakes at some point. But in Daytona, it's just wide open. It's just whoever can drive.
The thing with Daytona is the difference between Talladega and Daytona, like you had mentioned, was because Daytona's a lot more narrow of a track than Talladega. Talladega can go 4 wide. Daytona, you really can't.
No, like I said, trust me, it's all luck, Daytona, but Talladega's a whole different level. Really and true, if you start 43rd, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, you can come from the back and win these races. I mean, they got a long way to go before you even think about not basically trying to win this race here. I mean, it's been pretty good, so, Mike, what's your opinion on how the new aero package is?
Don't know. I said I haven't. I mean, thing is, I'm not one of those guys who have to pay attention to preseason stuff because it gets me mad to see it and it not count for anything. It's hard for me to watch it. I mean, I will be watching the duel tonight because there's really nothing on TV tonight. But I just can't watch the preseason stuff. Football, baseball, none of that. I can't get attached to it. So I'll stay away from it until the season actually starts. Okay,
so now that you got the duels, you're gonna be watching the duels tonight. You said so. Who you got winning duel number 1?
Well, this guy's a surprise. I mean, yeah, it's a surprise. I guess. Yeah, I don't think anybody would expect him to win it. I haven't really heard much talk about him this year, but I think Casey Kane is going to the first duel. Something about it just makes me think Casey Kane might win it.
Well, like your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I was thinking more of his Hendrick teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's starting number 2 in the duel, while Casey Kane starting number 8 in the duel. I mean, Kevin, you know what's surprising about the duel? Kevin Harvick's 22nd. He's the last car in this duel. It's not a lot of time for you to get back up there because it's only like 60 laps to get up there. So
that's plenty of time. I mean, it depends on Hamilton. Because I mean, Rex, they have plenty of Rex. I did watch the now I can't get up. What's it called?
Practice session.
The Unlimited. No,
I didn't get a chance to watch the Unlimited. I wish I would have, but
I watched it, and then I watched when I started watching. Vickers cut a tire.
Yeah.
It caused a huge wreck, and I mean that's when anything can happen. So I think Casey Kane has a good chance. He hasn't been doing all that great in the past couple of years, but I think he might be able to fix something up this year.
I mean, all the talk's been about Jeff Gordon's retirement. How do you think Jeff Gordon's been doing in the booth? You kind of like him, or got to get used to it.
Well, I mean, I like it, and I always said I would like it because it gives you an insight of a driver who recently was in a car. I like having Darren Waltrip. He's amazing because you get his old expertise on it, like all the older stuff. But having a newer driver who just came out of the car can tell you about the drivers in the car and can tell you how they drive and how the car drives because they've actually done it recently.
Yeah, and I think Larry Mack is doing a pretty good job as the rules analyst of Fox's broadcast. I mean, he knows all the rules of it. You know, he studies it. He does a good job at preparing himself for his broadcast. So they do a pretty good job, in my opinion. So if I had to pick someone to win the first duel, like I said, I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. would do it. I mean, there's a Hendrick front row for the first duel race. I mean, how do you think Roush Fenway Racing's going to do in the 500? You think they'll improve?
Yeah, I mean, Roush Fenway's a pretty decent team at the 500. But, I mean, yeah, they're going to do all right. I don't think their season's going to go all that great. It's not going to go terrible, but their season's just not going to be.
They used to be Ford's.
I think it's going to be between, like, Joe Gibbs this year, Hendricks, and part of Stewart Haas Racing.
Yeah, I could agree with that assessment. Joe Gibbs has a great fleet of drivers. They have Kyle Busch, who won it all last year. They have Denny Hamlin. They have Carl Edwards. They got Matt Kenseth. They got those four guys there, and they've almost, half of them won a championship. I mean, you got Matt Kenseth and Kyle Busch being the only championship drivers on that side. But, with Hendrick, you have, of course, six-time champion Jimmy Johnson. He's the only one on their bench that's won, on their team that won a championship. I mean, you also got Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Casey Kane and rookie Chase Elliott, which I think will be very interesting to see what will happen there. With Stewart Haas, Tony Stewart's going to get back in the car. I don't know when. I haven't got any update. I think he'll be back sooner than people think. I think it'll be like the third or fourth race. I think.
I was really hoping for the last season that he would definitely make it for the 500 because anybody knows anything about NASCAR. He's won the great stuff, never won a 500, and I'm like, well, maybe he could do it this year, but it's not happening.
Well, Stewart can try to run it next year if he wants to. I mean,
Stewart can win it for as long as he wants because he owns the team, but I mean, it sucks that it's not on his farewell tour that he's going to not be able to race the 500.
He could do what Michael Waltrip does and races the super speedways, which I don't think he would want to. I think he'd probably just race the Daytona 500 and quit and try it again next year.
Yeah, and I mean, that's all he has to do. Cause, I mean, he won every race except that, and there's one more race he didn't win. I can't think of it. But he's won at Daytona, but he's never won a 500, which, I mean, it's very hard to do, but he just could never win a 500. He's one of the best in the Nationwide Series. Well, used to be Nationwide Series.
It's called what? Is it Camping World now?
Huh?
Or Xfinity?
Xfinity. I get used to Nationwide.
To me, Nationwide was a good series to call it.
Yeah, I mean, Xfinity's not bad, but I just can't remember it to half the time.
Yeah, it's so many sponsorship changes. I think Sprint's going to run out of their contract after this year with the Sprint Cup Series. So NASCAR's top level is going to get a new sponsor probably, or they might. I don't think they're renewing their deal, so they're going to get a new sponsor for it. So we got to get something to hold.
Fishbowl Radio. I think the Fishbowl Radio should sponsor
the NASCAR Fishbowl Radio Series, NASCAR Fishbowl Radio Cup Series. How do you think that sounds? That sounds pretty good.
I think we can do it. I mean, our budget's there to do it.
Yeah, we make billions and billions and billions on top of billions of dollars every year, so we'll, now, if you're taking me seriously, do not, because, trust me.
There's no way we can afford that. We couldn't even afford a percentage of it.
We might be able to afford a penny. I'll throw a penny their way.
You know what, I won't help you on that one. I'll throw a nickel their way.
Dude, I'll throw a dime, dude.
I mean, I'm stopping right there. I'm not going. I ain't got nothing harder than a dime.
They had to sign the Great Depression.
You get 4 quarters, you get $1, man.
No, quarters are too precious in college.
Yeah.
Quarters are the lifeblood of coin machines around campus. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be a very fun show there, but All right, let's talk about Gatorade Duel number 2. Who you think's gonna win Duel number 2?
Last year's champion, Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch?
Yeah, especially since well, I can't say yet because it never happened.